Good morning, all you lovely people from the grumpy old git in the corner on a very damp Thursday. Very damp again. Nothing but rain. Whether that's in for the day or not again, I don't know. But anyway, let's get on with it. So yesterday, kind of Roland's question times, wasn't it? But literally all I saw to start with was war. But he did have a little bit to say on the channel paddlers when prompted by a question about Scampton, RAF Scampton. This was a question to him about what was going on there. And he replied that we're working with local authorities and the police to get this sorted. Well, the local council told them quite some time back to stop the work that they were doing there. Nope. They didn't. Basically said, fuck you, we're going to do what we want to do, whether you like it or not. As for the police, well, we know what the police do. You know, rapes, assaults with weapons, harassment of women and kids, and the police do nothing. So I call bullshit on working with authorities and working with police. Most people don't want these people in their communities. Never have done. So don't tell me you've been working with them. That's all bullshit. But he did come out with the usual bullshit. We're working on a plan to deport them. Well, we know what that is. That's the Rwanda plan, and it ain't never going to work. And we will be stopping the boats as we do. Do you know, he must have one hell of a warehouse somewhere to keep all this bullshit in, because he's got too much of it to carry around with him. But then there's this thing about Russia. They said they will impose sanctions on a Russian prison. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to do that deep in Russia, but then anyway, they're going to allegedly impose sanctions on this prison. This is where, what's his face, Alatoly, I can't remember their fucking names, they're Russian, where the prisoner died, the political prisoner. Now, people I've heard saying, well, we've already sanctioned Russia. But have they? You know, it turns out that they're, in one report I've seen, that they are still selling many things through third world party countries that still deal with Russia. Now, most of these countries did very little trade with us. Very little. Until Russia invaded the Ukraine. So what they do is they sell the goods to these little countries. They sell it on or move it on to Russia. Now, some of these countries, our dealings with them have gone up over 100-fold, and a lot more in some places. And it's all apparently heavy industry goods, like cars, vans, machinery, for instance, industry, that type of thing. So if you think a few yachts confiscated from Russians was sanctioning, closing their bank accounts here, that was no good at all. And this just shows how they keep these wars going. They'll send weapons to one side, they'll send our money to one side, which we don't want sent, by the way. But the other side they'll keep trading with. Perfect example on how to keep these wars going. And going back a while to when it started, What happened to the so-called grain shortage because Ukraine was the breadbasket of the world? Plenty of bread in the shops here. I haven't seen any reduction in stock. Still, keep going, Roland. The more you open your mouth, the more your bullshit is exposed. And then we have what kicked off in there yesterday in the House. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Many of the MPs walking out over words and actions by Mr. Speaker. Well, does Mr. Speaker run the country, or do you lot? Make up your fucking minds. But this was all over on a vote on another conflict. That is fuck all to do with us, as always. You know, this is showing these people for what they really are, basically. This was all over a vote on how to put a ceasefire across in Gaza, and between the Palestinians and the Israelis. What the fuck? You have no power to implement a ceasefire over there. You have no power to stop them fighting and killing each other. So you effectively walk out of fucking Parliament because your ideas of putting a ceasefire in place aren't being listened to and voted on. So you're effectively walking out on something that you can't implement. You're just going to put an idea forward. You should keep your fucking noses out of things that don't concern you or us, because all it does is cost us fucking money. Now, if you want to piss around in Parliament like that, do it on your own fucking time. Do it at your own fucking expense, not ours. You bunch of weapons-grade fucking arsewipes. You need to be able to run this country effectively and safely before you can tell anybody else what to do in theirs. This is how arrogant these arseholes are. They are so full of it. And that has wound me up that I'm going to leave it there for today. Because that sort of thing just fucking annoys me. They don't work for us. They never are. Never have. But there probably won't be a video tomorrow as usual on a Friday. But I will be doing the normal live stream. I start at 4. I usually end at around 7, sometimes a bit earlier. Depends on how it's going. But all welcome, except for those that aren't welcome. And don't forget, it's a zero tolerance stream. I don't entertain fucking idiots and trolls. But until then, guys, I hope it's not as damp where you are, that you can have a bit of a better day. But as always, until tomorrow, stay safe, stay absolutely strong, and let's start holding these arseholes to account. Let's get some letters and emails going in to your local MPs, your local councillors, because this is the only way you're going to get to them. This is the only way they're going to listen to you. Take care, guys.